Okay, how we doing out there? First things first. Can I get cleaned up in here? My name is Kenneth. I'm the creator of Illuminous 4K screen paint using light projection. Um, Want to talk to you about a few things, some changes coming to the company. Oh, there's a lot of changes coming to the company. I gotta get this trash out of here too, and I got some dishes to wash out, floor to mop. There's other things I have to do inside the house besides what I do. So you're not gonna be. I'm trying to do some demonstrations here and there, but um, it's going to be minimum due to the fact that contracts, I told you that we signed, that's going to change a lot of things. Um, that's going to take effect probably a lot sooner than I thought. So I'm just getting some things over here. Put up real quick. This is our contract I had to go through yesterday, and it looks like the contract may be starting a little sooner than I thought. So website might be going away. So as I said before, that you might want to take advantage of our product while it's here, because sooner or later it's going to be contracted. It actually already is contracted, but contracts are moving a little faster, as I said, than I thought. And pretty soon our website will be converted to a distributorship website only. Let me get my lights out here. So yesterday we're talking about, oh, keep in mind, those of you who've already placed orders, your orders are shipping out. We got orders that'll be shipping out tomorrow, and we have orders that'll be shipping out today. Actually, no, tomorrow and the day after that we'll be shipping out orders. This is some of the stuff right here that I have to get out the door. I have a projector here for a preacher that has to go out, and this is for another church. And then this one over here is for my friend King Black, which I got to get that done. I do apologize for being real late on that, but I'll have that to you ASP, my friend. It's just been really, really busy. And right now, I was out yesterday looking at a real estate commercial property, because now I need to buy myself a warehouse, and I got to invest in forklifts and wrapping machine, and I got to figure out exactly shipping rates to ship out 50 gallons to 100 gallons per week. So that's what my contract is going to start off with. And we're getting around $200 a gallon. So you do the math on that one, quite a bit. So we got that to contend to. And then I got the orders to get out of here, and then I'm building my custom frame. So yesterday I built this frame out of scrap wood that I had in the backyard. I figured I'd see some money. Instead of going to Home Depot and going out and buying all new fresh wood, I'll just build this one out of scrap. Now, when I was building this, and keep in mind, this had to be pieced together really interesting, because the wood wasn't long enough, and I had to build a little bridge in between to make sure that everything stayed in place. And so as I was built, I'm thinking this can't be 126 inch, because my screen right here, my leak screen, it's coated with their technology right here. This one it's going on the patio. I mean, the deck. This one is 126 inches. So I literally built the frame in my head to the size of the exact screen I had sitting here, which was finding pretty cool, because I laid on the floor. I was like, this thing is too small. It looks really small. And as I got a chance to lay it against the original screen, I actually nailed it. And so forth, and say, yeah, I got the exact same size. So what's next for the screen? Well, today my surface comes in. You won't see any of this. All this is going to be covered up. I'm making this completely edgeless. And then, excuse me, I have downstairs in the basement, I'm still working on the top area and the bottom area. Gonna mop my floor today. I'll show you what's going on in the basement. So here we are. If I can get my lights to activate. My lights are sensor activated. Nope, gotta be in front of the sensor to do it. There we go, sensor just popped on. So you'll see that I'm actually painting the trim black. So trim is being painted black. Once the trim is done, I know I'm mopping the floor today. I even got housework to do today on top of that. Once the trim is done, then I'm going to install my rods right here. These are my rods. And where's the other hooks at to my rods? Here we go. So the trim is going to, once this is all covered with the material, and I do my, this is going to be canvas screen, then I'm going to run the trim weight along the top, screw that in, and at the bottom. And then after that, in the trim, we're going to install my hooks. And these hooks will have my rods, which will be connected to my movie curtains. And so I get a nice enough trim for the top. I bought these right here to give myself a nice decorative frame. This is what I'm using to decorate my frame at the top. It's kind of an antique kind of look to it. But once I get done that today, I still have orders still going out. So like I said, you know, everything is moving along quite well, and looks like I'm so you see me working around the house. My girl's getting really good at couponing. You see food all over the house, and I mean, she's getting really good at it. Today, she bought all that stuff over there, and price tag for that I think was like 90. No, it's like something like under $1, like literally under $1. Under $1. She comes home, she brings all this stuff home, like for literally under $1. Which I gotta put some of this stuff up too. Put this stuff up and put this stuff to the side. So, get some of her stuff out of the way. So early in the morning, yeah, this is what I got to do, just get this stuff taken care of here. But yeah, that's the announcement I just made. This is for those who ordered the gaming screens. Your stuff is shipping out really soon. We had to get more LED lights in, the blackout cloth surface. So that's the reason why it may take a few days, because we have to order the lights, LED lights, and all that stuff from another company. Make sure you get everything set up together, so when you set up your screen, you have everything with you. You don't have to worry about your stuff. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let's give it a bit of an announcement really quick that our contract for our company has activated. Come back a little bit here. It is activated. So I'm already in the process of buying commercial property. Made a couple warehouses. Yeah, it'll be on its way. If you haven't have a tracking number, if you're from Norway, Norway. Are you from Norway by any chance? If you're from Norway, because I know we got all custom orders out. Custom order tracking numbers have already been printed out. They ship out tomorrow, because we got about 2 of them from Norway, and we got a few from Germany. I know you're not in Germany, but we did get a few from Norway. And they're going to be shipping out tomorrow. So your tracking number will activate tomorrow. We're over here. I'm not going to show anything. This is personal information, but yeah, you're over here with this pile right there of orders. The Optimas work well. I had quite a few Optimas. Had an Optima GT 56. Matter of fact, I got an ultra short though upstairs. I have an Optima GT 5600, and I had an Optima GT 1080. Optimas work well with our screen paint. That's not a problem. Ooh. Yeah, this is security stuff. A lot. Not saying I did security, but there's a LED projectors. LED projectors work well with our stuff. LED projectors, LED projectors, DLP projectors, all those work well. Let me grab this right here, because all this is not supposed to be here. Okay. I'm just putting this stuff in my room. Sorry about that. Device will still for a minute. Sorry about the junky room. Laser works well also. You can use laser. Let's see. Yeah, laser's not a problem. So this is mine right here. That's my Optima GT. 50, I had to clean it too. Optima GT 5600 ultra short throw right there. So that's the Optima. It'll be coming on in a few minutes. I got to bounce back and forth through here because a lot of people, when I get up in the morning, since I'm the one home, I work at home, I'm the one that does majority of the house cleaning. She got the plugins in already. That don't bother me too much. Yeah, the wallpaper screens, we have the wallpaper screens. Good gracious, man. I think my girlfriend would do much better if she was military, because then everything would be clean all the time, you know. I was brought up where everything in the house had to be clean. I was raised military too. On top of that, everything had to be clean. We ship to Paris for free. We ship anywhere in the world for free. So if you live in Paris, we can ship that to you for free. We do signature confirm also too. But if we're shipping to Paris, it's probably going to go by FedEx. There you go. That's the screen right there. And our room on the Optima GT 5600 right there. That's the screen right in there. This is actually painted on the wall. Yeah, we ship to Paris for free. It's not a problem. We just usually, if they ship it by FedEx, I do advise adding your contact number at the bottom, so that way that is required if we ship it by FedEx. Chances are we'll be shipped by FedEx because it'll get there a little faster than the United States Postal Service. But it still will get there. Keep in mind, but FedEx is a little bit more expensive. But usually, sometimes we're just trying to ship by FedEx most of the time. And let me get this stuff over here. What the heck? I'm trying to clean up in here as I go along. All right, you got centimeters. I don't know too much about centimeters. I do know that you get one quart. One quart's going to paint a screen size of 100-inch to 120-inch, and then 2 quarts are going to paint 100-inch to 150-inch, and then 1 gallon's going to paint anywhere from 100-inch to 180-inch. I doubt you're going to need 2 gallons. That's going to be painting a really large screen with that. The Star Finder. This is pretty cool. I got this off Amazon. This is a Star Finder. This actually thing projects stars right up all over your ceiling, and they actually move like a real galaxy. That's $100 right there. You can get that over at Amazon. I thought that was a lot easier than basically having the ceiling ripped out and putting optic fiber wiring. And so yeah, it's a bit projector. The mini laser projector. That's me cleaning up. I have to get ready. The things I have to do. And these are shelves I got to install in today in her work area because she's doing the couponing. So I got quite a bit. So like I said, those of you, these are orders right here already. We're just waiting for the containers and blackout cloth to get here. Once all that gets here, we can begin getting your orders processed and shipped out the door. Then you're good to go. That's all we have to do next. So we got orders going tomorrow. And also too, I think I got some of the lights came in yesterday. The LED lights. Let me see, they should have came in that bag right there. This is some of the LED lights that should have came in. So I don't have any projectors. The only projector I have fired up right now is the one upstairs in the bedroom, but this projector is down for the day. I'm still working here. If you're doing by centimeters, I don't know anything about centimeters. I don't. You're saying 140 centimeters? I don't know what you mean by that. Now, is your screen going to be 100-inch to 120-inch? Is it going to be in that range? Why am I carrying this? What is this? Carpet cleaner. No, carpet cleaner. How much I paid for this? So if it's going to be somewhere between like 100, oh my goodness, like this one. Yeah, but I got to know the size of it. Is it going to be 120, 100 inch or 120? If it's 100 inch to 120, then the price is going to be $179. And that comes with the blackout cloth surface. That's 1 quart. That's what you would need. This is the trim to my screen. This is the trim right here. I'm going to trim my top area of my screen with this. So I'm going to give it kind of an old-fashioned look. I got to pop over to Lowe's to pick up a gold paint, which I forgot to pick up yesterday. Because I got to paint these because the top part of the frame is black. And I got to put these around the edges of the top area to give it a kind of an antique look to it. But I need to know the size of the screen. 179. 179 inch, you're going to need 1 gallon to do that. That's 1 gallon. I think 1 gallon is around $2.98. Yeah, it's about $2.98 with free shipping. And it comes with a 6x9 blackout cloth, I think it does. Yeah, about $1.98. Sorry, $2.98, my fault. There we go. This goes into the bathroom. Hoo-ah! I don't get the stairs. Oh yeah, okay. If your screen's 100 inch to 120 inch, you're going to need. It's going to paint a screen size from 100 to 120 inch. So that would be around $179. You would need 1 quart to do that. It's just one. It's one application. And we always say 2 just in case if you miss a light coating, just go with a light coating, but it's only a 1. You'll get a chance. I've done a few paint on live demonstrations. I'll be doing this screen on live right here also too as I paint it. This screen's going to be canvas. So just waiting for my canvas surface to get here. Hasn't got here yet. And I got to do this screen today. This should be done today. This should be finished today. It's my scrap wood screen. So going out and spending all this money. The screen isn't happy. People think the frame has to be absolutely perfect. You're not going to see it. How's the frame? The frame's made perfect. You're not going to see it. My frame's actually going to be, like I said, going to be edgeless. I'm wrapping the material this way and stapling it through the back. Just like I have this one. It's designed the same way. It's designed to be edgeless. If you go to my channel, or if you go on YouTube and you type in Illuminous 4K or Supreme 8, how to paint a screen, my videos pop up. I show demonstrations on how to do a motorized projection screen, fixed frame screen, and I did a large cloth screen with grommets. I have quite a few paint on demonstrations outside, and I have another demonstration that I did, actually a few of them inside, on plexiglass, vinyl, just about everything you could possibly think of. I painted it. I have tons of paint on demonstrations. So this is the wallpaper screen right here. These are wallpapers right there. I got to put that back downstairs. I'm not going to be using that for a demonstration today. Yeah, just type in on YouTube my company's name and just put down Illuminous 4K or Supreme 8 and put down how to paint a screen. It'll pop up. You'll see me in a bunch of demonstrations. Actually, you'll see the one where I actually painted the one upstairs. She's got to do something with all this stuff because we don't need this much stuff. Look at this. Freaking, she got these for 87 cents. Glad 8 plugins. She's like, we got tons of these. I understand she's having a ball here. Yep, Supreme 8. Just put in Supreme 8. Ambient light rejection. Or just ALR. And and put it down how to paint a projection screen or paint in the screen. And it'll pop up because I got quite a few of them. I recently did. Let's see for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I gotta clean my stairs. I got a lot of cleaning to do today. So I gotta sweep down the stairs. I gotta mop the kitchen floor. I gotta wash dishes, all that stuff. Some people are probably thinking, like, don't you got a wife for that? You should be able to clean your own house with no problem. All right, no problem. Yeah, you should be able to, man should be able to clean his place with no problem. He should be able to bust down and clean his house. If you're thinking that that's a woman's job, you're sadly mistaken. Man should know how to do that. Like I said, when I grew up military, so I grew up where my dad used to be to bounce a $50 off your bed. It better bounce. Nah, I'm gonna tell you something. The most interesting thing I've ever seen. I knew a woman who had sheepdogs. And her carpet was jet black. She had white sheepdogs, and her carpet was jet white. And you wouldn't see a strand of hair on that carpet. How she did it, I don't even know. I just found that kind of fascinating. That, how do you have black carpet throughout your entire house, but you got these huge, massive white sheepdogs? And if you ever had a sheepdog before, they shed more than German Shepherds. It's not, see, that's the thing about it. It's not about the black, man. When you're talking about black screens versus, what the heck is this coming up? Oh, I left my freaking YouTube on. When you talk about black screens versus versus a gray screen, contrast is important. When you're talking about using a black screen versus a black screen, then you got a problem there, because one of the things your screen's going to have to pull up is a white level. If you don't have a white level, your screen's not going to pull up. Not even on black fabric. And what is this all about? What's going on here? So that's one of the things people don't think about when it comes to the black screen. They think, okay, well, I can do the same thing. I'll just get some black house paint, or I'll just get some black material or something like that, or vinyl. And they think they can do the same thing. No, it's not going to work, because those particular surfaces can't pull white light. And white light gives your screen the ability to be able to pull up bright, beautiful images without the images coming out too dirty and too dark. So even if you have a black sofa, black material, black fabric, you can pick up contrast. You just can't pick up a white level. This is a long time ago. I don't train anymore, but I used to a long time ago. That's when I was 18. I stopped training when I was around my 40s. Ooh, come here. I was lucky. I didn't have to pay for classes. A lot of people say that my whatchamacallit, I didn't have to pay for classes. My grandfather was the 3-time grandmaster. He studied over in Korea and Japan. And I was trained by him. He was trained old school, not American style, overseas. That's how he was trained. So, the difference between being trained overseas and being trained here in the U.S. Very few you might find an old teacher that'll teach you the old-fashioned way. You don't find them over here like that now. Now over here, I've been to a couple schools over here. And they give you black belts and your green belts like this. You don't have to earn it. It's ma'am. It's easy to get a belt. It's very easy. Just show up for class, do a couple of forms, a few kicks, a few grapples and grabs. You get a belt that fast. The way they were trained overseas, it takes a year per belt. Woo! Yeah. All right, somebody was talking about how they wanted to find out where I live at. Go ahead. Military and trained. Go ahead, bike. You want to come? You want to walk down my pathway and knock yourself out. You're sitting there in the ghillie suit. All right, let's move on from here. You can't. I'm just saying. I'm trying to tell you, you're not going to get the same results off your leather couch. I don't know why you're talking about leather couches. I don't know why. Well, heads up, people. Heads up, heads up, heads up. As I told you before, that we thought the contract was going to activate end of March. Not so. It's going to be a lot faster than that. Because like I said, look at the technology they got at hand. Come on, they're looking to make money off this. They're looking to make serious money off our product. They're looking to get these contracts activated as fast as they possibly can. And like I said, I would seriously, and I'm telling you up front, I would seriously try to get, we had the sale on the website. People think I'm joking about this. You're going to come to that website and it's going to say password required. By then it'll be too late. My product will not be available anymore on that website. Where the freak did I just put that at? I can't figure out where I put it at. We're going to try to have one last little final sale for all that comes to head. Those of you who have my screens will be to sit there and say, wait, I remember I need to sell those on the website. You can go right over there and buy one of them. Because I guarantee you, when they get done marketing that screen and for what this technology can do, it's not going to be the price it is now. There's nowhere in the world it's going to be the price it is now. So now you got more overhead that has to be covered. You know, usually, if you just have me, I'm looking for a document. If you just have me, and you know where I'm at right now. Oh, here we go. This is what I need it right here. If you just had me, you know what I mean. I got no overhead, so I can keep my prices pretty low. But now you're talking about a company that's working with us, and they have all kinds of expenses and stuff. Don't get me wrong. We already have mass orders in already. I have a website. Yep, the website's right there. You go to the page, your website's right there. You know, for anybody saying, well, no one's going to buy, we've already got massive orders already in. Already. Contracts. We have contracts from other companies that want to be integrated with this technology. Think about it. You don't have to spend, if they want to do Black Diamond, it's right there. If you go to the description in the bottom comment section, you will see it right there. I put my email address and also too, I have my company. You can go to any of my YouTube videos. You have all my information. It's right there. So this order is already stacked up for this product. I was just asked yesterday, how many orders can I process in a day? They want to know what my limit is and how many orders we can process in a day. So my main concern is getting the machinery we need in here to run it. Finally found my tape. Like seriously, was hunting for my tape for the last couple of days. Finally found it. Let me put you over here real quick for a minute. So this is what I was talking about. That we're going to be starting off at 50 gallons a week. 50 gallons a week at $200 a gallon. So that's about 10 grand a week. That's just the start. Then you're going to be talking about something 100 gallons. 300 gallons, 500 gallons, 1,000 gallons. Orders already set up in place already for the product. I would have liked to have kept it where it's at right now, but like I said, my company has to grow. I have to go to the next level, and the next level is basically to go mainstream. And I was blessed to get a contract that will allow me to do that. So I took the opportunity. That's why I'm not worrying about the Jamies and the Partays. Let them stay in their small pond. I'm on a different level now. I don't even think about them. Not even a bother with them. I don't care what they're doing or what they're up to. Who cares? If the technology was good, they would be in my position. But they don't push that level. They don't push the bar. You can't get anywhere. And I've been saying that for the longest time. You got to push the bar. Push the bar. If your stuff is good, people will recognize it, and you'll get noticed. And that's what happened. It's funny how this individual spent majority of his time calling myself a scam, and here I am with the contract. with somebody who already tested and used our product. We're sitting here now with a contract, a global contract at that. It just shows you that's an individual that's filled with a lot of hate and jealousy. Everything comes out in the open sooner or later. Now, the fact that they don't really test their stuff out, and as I said before, they don't do the same demonstrations we do. If they were to take that product, their product, down to a test facility and that kind of environment, it'd fail. It would never pass. Because they keep them in comfortable environments, and that's sad. When you keep something in a comfortable environment and you really don't test your product the way it should be tested, it'll never pass any of those tests. Same stuff we put our stuff through, their stuff can't even pass it. Let me see if I can figure out where this is at. That speaks volumes right there by itself. So we're going to go over to, let me see. Can't wait to finish my screen. We're going to go over to white screensaver. This is a white screensaver here. Now, let me show you, because some people feel, and I do this from time to time, because some people feel, I'm not saying be rude or disrespectful toward anybody, but this is just to show you that if you think that, some people say, well, I don't need to buy your stuff because I can just go out and get black paint or vinyl or fabric, and I can do the same thing that you're doing in your videos. I've done it. I've taken my projector and I've actually produced the same image. No, you haven't. You produce contrast, because that's the first thing you'll do. You'll pull up a contrast image. See, the problem that you don't understand is that black paint and vinyl and any other black surface can't pull white level. And that's one thing people forget when it comes to a black screen. They think a black screen doesn't need a really high white level, and it does need an extremely high white level, because that's the only way you can pull off a proper color balance. If you don't, the color becomes really, really dark. So you have to be to show the difference between your product and another black surface. Same thing when it comes to anybody developing gray screen paint. People are going to ask about contrast. They already know the screen is going to produce color, but what about the contrast? Where can you show me the difference between your gray screen paint and this gray screen paint when it comes to contrast level? Not no little shade of darkness. They want to see a huge, significant difference. So, here we are. We have an all-white screensaver on a black screen. This is black house paint. This is how we test our stuff on white levels. This is black vinyl. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And this is black vinyl. Now, I had somebody say one time that they could just take the back end of their projection screen. For some reason, they thought it would react the same way, and they would get the same results. You can check out King Groot over here in the corner as I tag my wall with this stuff. Let's stay up here. I just put fresh tape on this, so I should not be having this problem with this falling off. So there's a huge difference. Thinking that, hey, I can just take black house paint and I'll get a black screen. Black paint can't produce a white level. It's very important that you have a white level. Don't have one, what's going to happen is your image is going to produce a very dirty image. Like so. There you go. That's what happens. You can't produce white light. Our technology can pull white light. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's see why white light is important. Because without the screen having the ability to be able to produce white levels on a black screen, natural colors become dirty. And there you are. That is bare, flat, black house paint. That is the vinyl on the back of a projection screen, and that's black plexiglass or plastic. Fabric does the same thing too. Hold on, I'm right back. I gotta grab something real quick. Sorry about that. Trying to find some scissors. Put some fabric on the wall, screen. Because we have black fabric here, but can't find the scissors. Only one person uses scissors, and well, I use them too, but for coupons. Got a pair for herself. Don't touch mine. Not touch mine. Here we go. Mine are in here. I'll get out. Come back. All right. My controller. Mine are here. Let's go over to you'll pull the black contrast levels easy. You pull them, no problem. The problem is your white levels are going to suffer. Having its natural colors, all that, it's going to suffer horribly. Skin tones are going to suffer. Because everybody thinks that when it comes to a black screen, that it needs to pull contrast. Any black surface is going to pull a contrast level. Any black surface. Problem, like I said, is a white level. That's where you're going to have the problem. Hold on for a minute, please. I'm not dressed today, so I'm not jumping in the camera. That right there is a piece of black fabric. Oopsie. Let me go fix that right now. Sorry about that. Let's go back to that. Put that back up there. Stays. Okay. Now let's go again. Sorry about that. Now, that is the black fabric we give you for free. That's the material right here. It's the blackout cloth surface we give you for free that comes with the screen paint. Now, if you decide not to use our screen paint and you decide to think that the fabric is going to be sufficient, then you're dead wrong. Because that's what that fabric looks like without our coating. It can pick up contrast. Any black surface will pick up contrast. Can't pick up a white level. Only our technology has that ability to pull white levels. So anytime somebody says, what's the difference between the fabric you give us, that black fabric, and your screen paint? Why do I need it? I can just use the fabric. Well, use the fabric and see what happens. This is what you're going to get if you use that fabric without that screen paint. Now, one of the theories, now keep in mind, let me tell you something real quick. I'll tell you how petty some of the haters get. When we were doing 720p back then, they were complaining, actually it's 720p now, they were complaining that our screen paint doesn't work on 1080p. So we got a 1080p projector. Looks beautiful. When they complained about, oh, well, how can you call it 4K if you haven't used 4K? I bought several 4K projectors. Then they started complaining that, well, maybe it's the settings in its projector. We did 3 demonstrations, 3 different projectors on actually pushing the projector settings back all the way past factory settings on black versus black. I'll put them down there for you to check out. Debunk that theory. Then the theory was that maybe our product was just everyday black paint. Well, we have everyday black paint right over here, and we're also producing a higher white image in black paint. So we debunked that theory. Then it was, oh, then maybe he has to be using a form of, he's probably editing the video. Then we started doing live demonstrations, debunked that theory. See, every time we do something new, we always got those particular form of haters that are upset on how we do things on a different level. And the bottom line is, no matter how much dumb stuff you try to say about our company, we just keep striving. We keep on top every single time. No matter how many false, fake reviews and other nonsense that people try to pull, at the end of the day, we're still here. Not only are we still here, we're with a nice big fat contract, which is going to push my technology to the next level. And when I mean the next level, people, I mean one of these days you might see at one of them shows, you might see a Supreme 12 sitting up there. I'm not going to say too much about that. Supreme 12. Oh, like I said, we got stuff in the works that y'all don't know about. There's things coming out that you don't even know that we're working on. And with that kind of capital, do you have any idea the stuff I'll be able to design on different levels? Oh my goodness. Keep in mind, I do most of this stuff out of my house. Now, you're talking about giving me access to a chemistry lab, giving me access to a huge warehouse with all the equipment and toys I could ever dream of. And you're going to sit me in that environment and ask me to design screens. Oh, I got some ideas, trust me. Oh, thank you so much. Took a long time. Been doing this for about 11 years. We actually got an interview coming up too. There's an interview too for a company coming up very soon too. Been at it for a long time. Long time, man. When you work at something for 11 and 12 years, it pays off. It does. So let me show you this really quick. Now, the reason why I'm putting this in front of the projector really quick, because I want to show you the color of our screen. Our screens are black. So, one of the other theories now that the haters are stuck on now, they're saying, well, the screen has to be gray because that's the only way it's pulling up a higher image than a white image in black. That's their next theory, which on our end, we don't care. Because we already had our stuff tested already. Keep in mind that in order for me, and I said this before, in order for you to obtain a contract, they would have to test your product. They're not going to sign a piece of paper or contract over to you and not test your product. No way, no, that's not going to happen. I'm so happy on this level. You have no idea. It's going to be a lot more work. It's going to be a lot more work. But at least I'll be able to do something more with it and give back. I mean, if anybody's thinking for a hot second that I'm going to be taking a lot of that money and going out and doing dumb stuff with it, like people show up their cars on YouTube. No, I'm not doing any of that. I got other things to do. There are people out there, charity groups, people out there that have food to eat the next day, stuff like that. People need clothing and stuff like that. For me to be worrying about an expensive car to be showing off on YouTube, I got time for that joke or nonsense. When you're blessed to have something good, you get that blessing back. That's what I believe in. So what I'm thinking about doing at the end of the year, I'm going to start a food drive. You know what I mean? To help people out. Not a greedy person. If I was a greedy person, I'd sold out a long time ago. With this, I could do a lot of good with it. Oopsie, one's coming off. Woohoo! Gotta go grab that real quick. Oh man, I'll tell you one thing. I cannot wait when we start constructing the gamer screens. Now the gamer screens I have more control over. Those I can't wait. Because this is going to give me the ability to be able to design a really affordable gaming projection screen that can be used, like I was showing you, on 720p. You don't have to have an expensive projector to use it. You know, you don't have to have an expensive projector, because sometimes like the average gamer doesn't have freaking like a good $500, $600, $700 for a screen or for a projector. So with designing our own customized gaming projection screens, that would give the customer the option to be able to upgrade it at will. That piece okay. What's that in Paris? Hold on a minute. Let me get that taken care of. Let me see real quick. We do it by FedEx. It would probably take somewhere between maybe 4 to 5 if we do it by FedEx, which I'm probably going to do it by FedEx. By FedEx, yeah, 4 to 5. About 4 to 5 by FedEx. Yeah, but that's my main goal, you know what I mean? I'm going to design these really cool, oh my goodness, if you just, I can't tell you anything on these gaming screens we're working on. But it's going to be designed that an everyday gamer can afford it. He can have a high performance screen. He doesn't have to spend a ton of money. He doesn't have to have an expensive projector to get a beautiful picture. We've done this before on that Gamer Paint. That Gamer Paint has some of that technology embedded in it. And we're going to be actually taking that and coding this onto a form of projection screen. Like I say, they're going to be 3D printed. Screens are going to be 3D printed. But they are going to be cool. There's going to be options in it. When we build your screen, you can have things like what size, custom size screens, If you want LED lights installed, if you want speakers installed, it is going to be a sick projection screen. We might make a few of a rear. Yeah, but if you're shipping over to Paris, Paris is probably 4 to 5. 4 to 5. Now, as I said before, when it comes to our screen paints, now they may not be as bright as white as a white screen or a light gray screen, but as you can see, the white levels on the technology, you're not going to miss it. Also consider the fact, like I said, one of the brightest screens, our screens can produce a higher white level than any black screen on the market. Let me go over here real quick. Ooh, what's this? Samsung food. And see, these are natural colors. This is why I said a black screen has to do more than contrast. It has to produce a white level. If it can't produce a white level, this is what you're going to pick up. Because, like I said, the blackout cloth, now this, like I said before, those you don't know, what you're seeing on this side over here, this is the blackout cloth we give you for free with the kit. All right, so this is so you can paint your screen. And I had a customer say before he actually painted the screen, so well, what is the point? I can just basically just use the blackout cloth you just gave me, and I can turn that into a projection screen. I don't need to paint. And I said, okay, that's the case. If you want to send the paint back and we can refund your money, you can keep the blackout cloth. Good thing he did paint it, because the bottom line, if he used that blackout cloth without that paint, that's what the screen would have looked like. Oh man, I cannot wait to finish my screen downstairs. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting to get that done for so long. Whew. And I gotta get the rest of the orders done. Oh, those who've been asking about the wallpaper projection screens, those screens, the date has been pushed back. So we're gonna push those back for 2 weeks. I know on the website it says that it's the oversale ends on the 18th. Don't pay any mind to that. I have to update that right now. I'm going to update that now. So the sale is going on for 2 weeks, or to all 50 ends out of the shopping cart. So don't pay any mind to the date that says on the website that it ends on the 18th. It's still available. If you go to the website, you'll still see it for $240. I did not put back my cord. What's my cord at? Let's see. Doesn't make a difference. Whatever I put up there, you have to have white levels on the black screen. Doesn't make a difference. Or the image just comes out too dark. I can put anything up there on display. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't have to have contrast. Hold on for a minute. Sorry about that. Let me get a bigger piece of tape for that because that one seems to have a mind of its own. It refuses to stay on my screen for some strange reason. Let's just put that up there a little bit more. Let it stay. There we go. Let's go again. Sorry about that. Apologize. There we go. So the thing about it is if you have a screen, our website. Now if you go check out any of my YouTube videos, you log out of here, you go to any of my YouTube videos, you will see a description of where you can buy our product from. You also will see my email address where you can contact me from there. Also too, if you check out in the bottom of the description of this video, you will also see that too. You will also see the email address we can actually purchase the paint from. I'll do this one right here. Nothing that make a difference. Any image I put, it doesn't have to be contrast. Any image I put up there. If it involves any form of color or different blends of color, it's not going to come up. Because these screens are not producing any white levels, which means the screen is producing too much of a heavy contrast level. That's why you can't see anything else but that dirty color. Let's see if I got the birds on here. I'm gonna go all the way back to depends on what size screen you're painting. That's what the price goes for. It depends on what size screen you're painting. So whatever size screen you're painting, that's the cost. If you're painting up to 100 to 120 inch, one quart is around $179. I think it's $179 or $189. It's around that price. And it comes with the free blackout cloth surface. I think all of them come with free blackout cloth surfaces. So if you don't have anything to paint your screen with, it comes with the blackout cloth, which I'm showing you right here. This is the surface that it comes with right here. Now, that's the surface right over again against the wall that's painted. Without that paint, this is what the screen looks like without the paint. Got that at the end. Yeah. Okay, one just decided to fall off. I'm gonna take care of that real quick. I taped that up there many times, keeps falling off for some reason. Let's get that to stay up there. They all decided to basically fall off. Guess I don't like the humiliation, but whatever. There you go. So let's get something in there like, let me see. I sound a bit quiet in the back. I'm actually on my website, and I'm editing the date that we're going to have that the sale is going to be finalized for the wallpaper screens, and I got to move it up to 2 weeks. But like I said, any form of natural color, man, like I said, you're going to have, just because the screen's black, you know, and people think, well, you know, all it has to do is pull contrast. No, that's not true. So if we clear this real quick, and I come up here and I pull up the color blue, just to show you, out of a blue screen, what you're going to pull up. You can't pull up proper color because the color is pulling up too much of a high contrast level. It's the same thing when I do this demonstration against Elite screens. Like if I do their the Great Cinema 5D or the other screens they have, the screen produces too much of a white level where it doesn't have the ability to be able to pull up contrast, so the image fades. We've done this demonstration a few times, and that's one of the problems you'll go through. So if you get a black screen, it pulls up too high of a contrast, and if you get a white screen, so what about a dark gray? Dark grays do the same thing. They can't pull up contrast. Gunmetal screens can't pull up contrast because the screen's not technically black, it's a dark gray. That's the problem. So when we do the star fill demonstration and you got a dark star 9, if our screen was gray, it would pull up the exact same image as dark star 9 because dark star 9 screens are gunmetal. They're dark gray. Except for they look gray on our screen because our screen pulls black. So that's where it's funny because we've had a few individuals saying, well, the screen's not black, there's no way it's possible. Well, look, man, if you can't dream and you can't build outside the box, it's not my problem if you basically can't hit that next level because you're basically you basically trip over your own ideas that things can't be done, like it's not possible. That's not my problem for your shortcomings, but it can be done. I mean, people sat there and said, "Oh, man can't fly," but look at the Wright brothers. Now you can get in an airplane, you can zip all over the place because somebody thought of the idea of designing an airplane. And I'm pretty sure if you really think about it down through history, all the people have done crazy stuff like Howard Ford. He actually did the Ford Model T and all that stuff like that. Stuff that we enjoy today. It's the fact that they had naysayers. They had people call them crazy, psychopath, nut jobs, trying to discredit or debunk their work, jealousy, the whole 9 yards. They had to go through it. So I'm pretty sure the Wright brothers went through it. I mean, think about it. You got two brothers that are on the top of a hillside, up in the country, in a barn, building an airplane to fly. And that particular era where airplanes didn't even exist. So keep in mind that some of the trash talk they must have received. People look at the fact about what they invented and what they achieved. They don't look at the other half of all the haters that couldn't stand them for what they were doing, number one. And then once they achieved it, they probably accumulated even more haters on top of that. But the fact that people who try to debunk their theory, men of basically great stature, have been in the community for years, great men of science and whatever, saying it's virtually impossible that these two can make a flying machine. They've got to be crazy. There's just something wrong with them. They're nuts. And then I guarantee you that when they made that reality, when they made it a reality, these are probably the same individuals that were probably opening up their bank books to try to get on board on that investment. It's crazy, like I said. Turn from ever back. Let me grab something real quick. Let me take my charger. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I gotta go back downstairs and grab my charger. There's no point in talking about something if you can't back it up. That's what I say, you know? So that's why when I do these demonstrations, I back it up. And you have to. You can't just talk it for the sake of just talking it. So I went downstairs and I grabbed some of my Elite and Daylight sample sheets. Two of them are gunmetal. So a lot of people didn't realize that gunmetal screens at that particular time, like Black Diamond is gunmetal. Gunmetal is kind of like it's kind of a really dark gray. They kind of look bluish. Some of them have a kind of bluish look to them, kind of bluish, dark blue, and gray screen. They call them gunmetal screens, but technically it's a dark gray screen. I'm just putting my charger in real quick. My battery's dying here. All right, so as you're seeing here in the demonstration on the blue screen, I'm going to show you something here. This right here, it's a very dark surface you're seeing here. This is gunmetal. This is called the Elite Dark Star 9. Right here, the back of it, right there. Now, this particular screen would cost you more money than these. All right, so we have the Cinema Gray right here. These are my sample sheets that I test on. This has a 1.0 gain, as you can see right there, 1.0 gain. And then you have these, a lot of people have these, the Gray Cinema 5D, right? Or Cinema Gray 5D, sorry about that. This one has a 1.5 gain, 1.5 gain. Now, this one right here would probably cost you, I say around between $1,300, $1,400, right, for a 100-inch. This would cost you probably a little bit less, probably around $800, $900 at the most, because this is gray. This is a form of silver right there. You're always going to pay more for silver. Gray is going to be cheaper. White is going to be extremely cheap. So a white screen would probably cost you maybe $3, maybe $4, maybe less than that. Probably about $300 to $400. Now, the Dark Star 9, the gunmetal, this has a 0.9 gain. This screen right here for about 100-inch, it would cost you around $3,000. A lot cheaper than a Black Diamond, because the Black Diamond would cost you around $5,000, $4,000 to $5,000. And if you went down the road of trying to get a DMP Supernova, which is the blade, I think it's the blade or the Infinity. I think the blades are a lot darker. The blade would cost you about $5,000. So, oh, and we forgot one more. This right here, you're pretty sure you know this screen right here. These are gunmetal too. Only the screen out so you can see it. Gunmetals are dark gray. Only problem is these particular gunmetal screens are done on something called a reflective surface. It works much like if you're in your car and you see a jogger, and the minute that jogger comes in front of your headlights, you can see it perfectly clear. If that jogger were to move away from those lights and move in a different angle, it would disappear and you wouldn't see it. And that's what you call the narrow viewing cone, because it would have to be directly in front of the projector in order for you to be able to see it. So what we're going to do first, I think what I should do is I'm going to, where's my tape? I love how I find stuff in it. Oh, here it is right here. Find stuff and do stuff. All right, so what we're going to do is, let me show you something here real quick. We've done this before, but I'll show you again. All right, so move this to the side really quick. All right, you can check out King Group. And we are going to take our Gray Cinema 5D. I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to pepper them through. And we're going to take our right there. Okay? Now the problem with these screens is they produce a very high white level, but the contrast is very poor. So therefore, when it comes to certain things, certain colors or something like that, they wash out a bit. All right. Let's get on the far end. Let's get the Dark Star 9. We'll do the Dark Star 9 and the gunmetal. See how dark these are? This is the gunmetal screen, so the dark screen. So what we're going to do here first is, it's me sitting on something stupid. A bigger size sample sheet of what? Are you talking about the Elite screens? My friend, Elite Screen does not make a sample sheet bigger than that. That's the official size sample sheet for Elite screens. Anytime, and this is what gets me. I'm not trying to be rude here, but I'll have people contact me and say, can't you get a bigger size Elite Screen? This is an official Elite Screen sample sheet, which means they only make them but so big. You see this little square piece right here? If this was in 100 inches, it would cost you $3,000. So it would cost them a lot of money just to be able to cut out this little sample sheet and send this to you. They don't make them any bigger than this. This is the official size for most sample sheets you'll see about this size. Now, Daylight Screen on the other hand, they got a big sample sheet. This is the big piece that Daylight gives you. This is the size of their sample sheet. In some companies, the sample sheet is smaller. You can't go to any company and request a larger sample sheet. That is my fabric falling off the screen. You can't request a larger sample sheet. If you request a larger sample sheet, you will have to pay for it. That sheet right there cost me $16 for that little sheet right there. That's what I paid for that. So you can't get anything larger than that. You don't need half a wall to be able to see the difference on a screen's performance. If you need half a wall to be able to show the difference between your screens, there's something wrong there. You don't need half a wall. A little sample sheet like this should be able to make a difference on that screen. Just because you have it at 100 inches, it's still not going to be able to produce. If you're thinking that, okay, because the screen is lighter, if it was at 100 inches, it would produce a better contrast level. No, that's not going to happen. That's the equivalence of trying to squeeze water out of a stone. It's impossible. It doesn't have contrast, and because it doesn't have contrast, it doesn't have the ability to be able to produce color on no level what you put it on. That's like saying, give me half of a white screen, let me put that against a black screen, let me do a star field and see the difference. It doesn't make a difference if it's half a sheet, if it's a sheet this small or a sheet this big or a sheet this wide. It's still not going to produce contrast because the screen does not have that capability. Size has nothing to do with contrast and color. Nothing to do with it. Oh, the projector I'm using, 720p. Here is my 720p DLP NEC projector M352WS. And if you think maybe it's the projector doing the work, I own 20 different forms of projectors here in the house. Own quite a bit of them. I own a couple of short throws, a few Sonys. We've tested on just about everything. Keep in mind, I can pull this projector off the side of the wall and I can show you the difference between the wall here and the technology itself. As a matter of fact, since we're showing a blue screen, let's see what happens if we show some of this on the wall. There you go. So keep in mind, my projector is at 3,500 lumens. It has a 10,000 to 1 contrast. And even if I pull this off the wall, you still couldn't pick up a proper image. That's not blue, this is blue. Where the black screen is pulling up too much contrast and the gray screens are not pulling up enough contrast to maintain a blue level. Let's grab really quick. I've done, trust me my friend, you might want to go through my archives because I've done demonstrations on so many different levels, it's not even funny to begin with. You can go through all my demonstrations. I've done projectors on projector settings, just about everything. I've already checked the specifications on long throw capabilities. I'm not a noob, my friend. I've been around for quite some time. I know which projector screens can be used. DMP supernovas cannot be used with ultra short throw projectors, but keep in mind when you have projectors that have something called a gunmetal reflective surface, they would suffer from something called narrow viewing cone, which means the projector would have to be sitting directly in front of the screen. I know exactly which samples I choose because certain samples do not work with ultra short throw or short throw projectors. That I'm quite aware of. And I've done the same demonstration on my Sony BPL FH30, which is a long throw projector at 4,300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. Also too on my Casio laser and LED projector, and also too on a few ViewSonic projectors. Trust me, I've done this already. Not just on short throw. I know you're going to pretty much just chalk it up to saying it's a short throw projector, and therefore that's why the screens are not being able to pull up an image. Keep in mind, this is black paint. You do know these samples on here are actually black surfaces and not technically projection screens. In the middle of the demonstration, I was showing the difference between the white levels on our black technology versus black house paint, which we have right there, which is not a projection screen, black vinyl, which is not a projection screen, and then over here we have a black fabric, which is the blackout cloth that we get free with their items. Now, if you're thinking the reason why the images are dark because this is caused by the short throw, no, it's not caused by the short throw. The reason why the images are dark because they cannot pull a white level compared to our screen, which is black, that can pull a white level. That was the demonstration first. But I know you're probably thinking because it's short throw, that's the reason why the images are coming up dark. I went through this when I tested the demonstration against the DMP Supernova Infinity and Blade. Those screens are not compatible with ultra short throw. It says it clearly in the manual when you buy those particular surfaces. So trust me, I wouldn't put them up to begin with. if they're not short, they're compatible, and I own those samples also. Now let's go over to the color. Not saying it's wrong by trying to debunk my theory, but I've done just about every form of test you can think of. Trust me when I tell you that. I have screens I've actually frozen outside, all kinds of things you could possibly think of. That these projection screens that call themselves to be ambient light rejection and whatever they're supposed to be, have never done. I don't do testing against other gray screens or other white screens. So keep in mind, when the DMP Supernova or even Elite screens, they do demonstrations. They test their products against white screens. Anything's going to beat a white screen. Gray primer will beat a white screen. That's not a demonstration. It's not even a test. You should be testing your product against other gray screens as we test our technology against other black surfaces. See what pulls the highest white level. Now, let's go over real quick. I'm going to show you something really quick. So, I'm going to bring this in. Back in right here. All right. This is why when I paint my screen, I always make sure, maybe about a couple inches away from the screen so I can put it right back to the way it was. Let's go over real quick. We're going to go bounce over here real quick. Come out of this right here. And now we're going to pull up white. This is white. Is that white? No, it's not white. This is Pacific, something else. It's not white. So this is what I want to show you. So we'll bring in white, a white screensaver. All right. Now on the white screensaver, the Elite screen should be able to pull up a higher white level. And you're blocking my camera right here. Whatever. All right, so you can see where the Elite screens right here, what we have right there, the gray Cinema 5. That is the white level on the Cinema 5. This is the white level on the Cinema Gray right there. And as you can see, our screen produces a higher white level than the black fabric. The fabric that comes with the screen for free, that's the blackout cloth surface. That is the vinyl right there. That is the, that's the plexiglass, black plexiglass right over there. And this right here would be, oh, and falling off again, not to be outdone, is our fabric. Not to be outdone. All right, they're up there real quick. I do that pretty much most of the day when I'm doing demonstrations. Right there, our fabric, and then over here we have black house paint right there. So that's to show you the white levels. Now we'll bounce over to color. Now, like I said, when we do the white levels, the reason why I like to show you the white first, because it shows you that if the screen is too dark, it can't produce a high enough white level. But on a high enough white level, that means the white levels drop. If the screen is producing too high of a white level, then that means that the color is going to drop. Color, like blues, greens, reds, stuff like that, all that stuff is going to drop. It doesn't have the ability to produce contrast. It's producing too high of a white level. So let's go over here real quick and let's pull up. Let's go over and pull up. It just knows something to say. Let me get some more tape. We can do this again. And I've done this demonstration also too in the dark. In the dark, I've done these demonstrations with lights on, lights off. I've done them all. Let's see what we got going on over here. Stay. There we go. Okay, whatever. All right, so let's come back again. Sorry about that. We've got some materials that don't want to stay on the screen. So as you can see, the black is when it comes to producing a nice red. Our screen paint has the ability to produce a nice bright red, where you can see the Cinema Gray 5D over here. It's not picking up anything. It's not picking up anything, and the other screens are picking up too much of a high of a contrast level. We've done this demonstration on bare silver screen, all different forms of screen paints. I even did a demonstration where we actually painted the screen with a gray screen paint in the dark, just to show you how fast the contrast fades from a screen with the lights on, with the lights out, using a projector of somewhere between, it's 10,000 lumens. No, we're using the Panasonic projector at 1600 to 1 contrast. There you go. You can watch it for yourself. Now, keep in mind, when the fellow made the comment about asking me my projector, he probably thought I'm using a short throw projector. Some screens do not have the capability to produce an image on a short throw projector because they're not short throw or ultra short throw compatible, and therefore the screens come up dark. This, I know that already. The Cinema Gray does not have that problem. Neither does the Cinema Gray 5D. Doesn't have that problem. They can be used with short throw and ultra short throw projectors. Now, screens like maybe the Darkstar 9 may have an issue with it. And then again, I don't know how in the world the Paxson would have that problem, especially when it has a 0.8 gain. I'm just gonna let that fall. It's driving me crazy. I think I put that up there twice already. Yeah, let it die. So no matter what I change the color to, it doesn't make a difference. Either one screen can't pull a high enough contrast, or one's pulling up too high of a white level. Now, let's go grab that one because you definitely need that one. My wall has a coating on it, and that coating keeps my wall from getting messed up. So that's the reason why we can't get anything to stay up there. So let's take these down right here. Put this thing here. Let's take this here. All right. Now, I'm going to remove those. And we're just going to have the gray screens up there. Just the gray screens. Now I think what it was that when he saw the other screens we had up there that were dark, I don't think he realized that those screens weren't actually projection screens. It was a black surface. The reason why we do the black surface because I've had some people saying, well, you know, you could do the same thing with black screen, whatever, black house paint, or black, anything black, you can do the same thing. What a lot of people don't realize that just because you have a black surface, it'll produce contrast. The problem you're going to run into is not going to have the ability to produce white light. And that's why when I was showing those demonstrations on snowstorms and skin tones and stuff like that, you could just see where the image just could not pull enough white light and the image became dark and dirty. That has nothing to do with the projector's capability, whether it's short throw, ultra short throw, whatever. If that screen cannot pull that kind of contrast, if it can't pull white light, then it's going to remain in the state of form that it is right now. Now, if that was the case and these screens didn't work well with ultra short throw, they would be dark black instead of being gray. The problem is it can't pull white level and we have too much light in the environment. This is too much light in the environment for these screens. Now if we go over to something like there you go. They can't pull contrast. Can't pull contrast, you can't get a proper picture. You would have to sit in the dark in order for these two sample sheets to pull up. There's too much light in the environment. That's why you're getting a gray faded image. And keep in mind, if my screen's not having a problem, I don't know why these screens would be having a problem. Enlarging the sample sheet would do nothing to basically improve the screen's performance. It's just going to give you a larger view of its failure rate. That's all you're going to get from it. Size of the sample sheet means nothing. That's not going to change anything with contrast or color or any of that. That's not going to change anything with that. Now, if I was sitting in a very dark environment, those screens would have a better chance of pulling up. Let's show you what happens if I take my projector of 720p and I put it on the wall. The blues have completely disappeared, the screen's faded, and it's washed out. If I were to put my overhead lights on, my screen still maintains the exact same color, where the other two screens washed out. So let me get this straight. This right here to paint this screen cost me, it's about 2 quarts. 2 quarts would probably run you around $248. This is called ambient light rejection technology. These 2 screens over here are supposed to be ambient light rejection technology, but yet you can see my screen crystal clear, but you can't see these screens. One of these screens would cost you $1,300, $1,400 just for a 100-inch. Other one may cost you maybe between 8 and 9 for a 100-inch. 2 quarts of our technology that can paint a screen of this size would cost you somewhere around $248. Do the math. Some people may say, well, you can't get a real proper picture because you have to have 4K or 1080p. So you're telling me that in order for me to get a proper picture from this screen, I got to spend extra money for a 4K or 1080p projector? This is a 720p projector that I paid $139 for. If my screen's not having a problem with it, why should that screen have a problem with it? It costs more than mine. So there it is right there. Your screen costs more than mine, but yet I'm not having a problem with this kind of ambient light. So let me turn the lights out for a minute. Get our lights out. This is the reason why we landed a global contract. Because instead of a company going in and saying, hey, I'm going to have to throw out all our old screens. Keep in mind, this stuff costs some money. If I have a company and I have some like 60 white screens in there, right? And I have to spend the money for a projector that's going to have tons of lumens and all this stuff just to make up for the fact that my screen is white. Now, consider the fact that if a company like this came in and said, okay, look, we got this gray screen, silver screen, gunmetal screen, whatever. If you want to, maybe you have to throw away all your screens, which is still going to be a waste of money because you're still losing money because you got to throw away all your screens, and let's replace them with these. This is an investment. This is what they'll tell you. So you invest $1,300 maybe for a 100-inch screen. Maybe if you want the big boy screens, $4,000 to $5,000, $4,000 to $5,000 per screen to replace all your screens. Or our contract can come in there and recoat all your old screens and let you keep your original stuff without losing any money, and you don't have to spend the money for a high power projector because that screen is designed to pull images outside. Which means you can use a basic 720p projector and that screen will look incredible. And for those of you thinking that's not so, I did a demonstration on live where I had everybody thinking they were staring at a 1080p projector, but it wasn't. It was a Casio projector that was sitting and the contrast settings were -1, the brightness was 16 below factory level, and it was in eco mode at 2500 lumens, and they thought they were looking at a 1080p projector the whole entire time. It was 720p. So keep in mind, you don't have to spend a lot of money for a projector. For what you spend for one projector, you can buy 5 or 6 of them. You don't have to get rid of your old screens, just recoat them, upgrade them. They become weatherproof, ultra short throw compatible, which means you have to hear somebody saying, well, if you want ultra short throw, we do have a screen like that, but it's going to cost you a little more money. You don't have to hear that because that technology is already ultra short throw compatible, which means if you want to change out any one of the projectors in your environment, you can do it easily. You can take them outside because they can pull images outside at 4 to 5 o'clock in the evening. I've done these already. So think how much a company would save. There you go. We can take any surface. We can design a screen out of any surface. You see the surface for this right here? The surface for this is very, very expensive to make. So the bigger the surface, the more money you're going to pay out. We can take a screen and build it out of recyclable plastic bottles. Melt it down and turn it into a screen, and as long as it's hit with that coating, it reacts just like this. So just imagine any surface that we choose and we coat it, it reacts like this. That means instead of you spending all this money for this, that, and the other, we can buy screens that would cost pretty much next to nothing because we can get it at a massive wholesale price. We can coat those things, well, they'll coat the screens and they can sell them back. And they'll have a high performance rate than any of the screens that are in the market, but it won't cost you $5,000 and $6,000 a screen. On top of that, if you want to swap out for ultra short throw, you can, without worrying about your screen going dark on you. I've done demonstrations. I've walked around my entire house from room to room to room with all the lights on. I have projection screens throughout my entire house, even outside. Fully weatherproof, doesn't crack, doesn't peel. You can actually upgrade all your old motorized projection screens. Why gotta buy a new one? You don't have to buy a new one, just recoat it. There you go. Saves a ton of money. Nobody, I don't care what business it is, nobody wants to spend 30, 40, 100,000, whatever, to replace all their screens. They just don't want to. They ever think about the money they're going to lose on the screens they previously had. So if somebody just comes and says, look, check this out. Done. Here's your screen. Done. That's why, like I said, when somebody's sitting there telling you the screen stuff, when you watch demonstrations, that's what it, when people kept ranking me about how I was doing demonstrations with the lights out, with the lights out, with the lights out. Turn the lights out, turn the lights out, turn the lights out. There's a reason why we did those demonstrations with the lights on. There's a reason why we use low caliber 720p projectors. That's the reason why. Because we built up a reputation of using crappy low end projectors. So when you got a company, when I go to a test facility and they're using my product and I look in the room and I say, oh, that's a projector using like a 6,000 lumen BenQ. I start laughing like, that's a freaking cakewalk. We do this at 1100 outside. I know it's an automatic contract right there. There's no way in the world that contract is going to fail on that technology. But when you do demonstrations where you put your screens in an ambient light controlled environment to make the screen look pretty, you don't want the screen to fail in any way whatsoever. It has to be in a comfort zone. Use a high-end projector to make everything look nice. And you take that screen outside of its element, it's going to fail. These same screens were in that freaking show. They were in that show with very little ambient light hitting them. Now you bring it over here and see what happens. Man, I tell you, boy, the way, like I said, I was talking to somebody, it was true. Anything is considered to be ambient light projection. Put a little light in the room, put a little lights here and there, it's ambient light projection. That's not ambient light projection. Stick that thing outside, pull back 12 feet, and use 1100 lumen or 1000 lumen projector, and let's see what happens. See what you pull up. Stop testing your screen against another white screen. What's the point of testing your screen against a white screen? Anything will literally, a gray bed sheet will be a white screen. Anything with the slightest bit of contrast will be the white screen. How about you test your screen against another gray screen? See what happens. That's why we do demonstrations against black screens versus black screens. As I said, they only hurt themselves. When they do these demonstrations, man, they only hurt themselves. You gotta test your stuff out, man. You really do. All right, look, I gotta get out of here because I'm ranting, and I can't afford to rant because I got so much stuff to do today. I'm surprised I was actually on. I was doing live stream this long because I still have my screen to build downstairs. I have to finish my project downstairs and get that done. I have to get downstairs, get the shop prepared because we got orders. We got the tracking numbers activate tomorrow. Those of you from Norway or wherever you're at, you have just placed orders. Your stuff is activating tomorrow, so we got to get your stuff packaged and shipped out the door. Any new orders coming in today will be actually shipped out the day after that because we have orders on top of those orders that have to go out. And we have the gamer paint. Thank you all for supporting the gamer paint. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of orders for the gamer paint. LED lights are coming in today, so you'll have your LED lights set up and blackout cloth with that. What else? The wallpaper screen, which I'm supposed to be on the website now. I got to extend the date because the date says that the sale's over on the 18th. That's not true. You can go get the wallpaper screen for $240. Also, too, we do not ship them overseas. We've gotten a couple orders for those overseas. We'll let them slide, but please don't do that because, as I said before, for me to mark that price down at $240 costs it costs a lot of money to ship your screen overseas. It does. Costs a bit of money. Screen paint, all free. But other than that, the wallpaper screens are not free to ship overseas because it gets a bit expensive. I got to do this all over again. So hopefully my surface will be here today because next time I'm back on, I'll show you my screen. Hopefully it's finished by then. Unless my girlfriend wants to go couponing, and then I'll have to, she needs help carrying the items. And man, you ever been couponing before? I mean, not saying it's a good thing because we got tons of cereal and she's really good at couponing. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff. Last night our food bill came to actually original price for the food bill was around $400 because I like to eat. But anyway, so I like cereal. That stuff adds up. And with them coupons, man, I used to knock them and laugh at her about the coupons. Our bill came to like $32. $2. So now she got it down to a science, man. And we've got it's getting there. It's crazy. I got to show you some of the stuff that she buys. But right now, she's gotten so good at it that I'm setting her up in the next room. I'm actually turning we got a walk-in closet. I'm converting the walk-in closet into a storage area for all her stuff that she wants to stock up in there. And then I'm actually hooking her up a Wi-Fi office, Wi-Fi printer, whole 9 yards. I bought her a computer and everything so she can go do her thing. That's what she wants to do. And she already got orders coming in because a friend of her owns a nail salon and they're buying all her stuff. They're buying, mind you, she gets most of the stuff for free. If buy one, get one free. Most of the stuff they buy is for free. Yes, talk to somebody that's couponing, and it's no joke. A lot of their merchandise that they're buying because they know how to work those coupons, they get most of the stuff for free. So she got a lot of expensive beauty products for free. And a friend of mine who just opened up a nail salon is writing her checks left and right to buy her stuff, her products. That's one to store. Buy her products to store in her shop because for the price she's paying, it's not going to cost her an arm and a leg, and she's making money off. I'm like, okay, whatever, She got a little business mind on her. That's good. So, all right, let me go in here and edit this real quick with the wallpaper screens. So keep in mind if you want to order a wallpaper screen, it is available on the website for you to pick up. We only have 50 available. Once they're sold out, we're going to close that shopping cart right there. I'm coming out of here real quick. Let me grab this one right here. Out of here. It's my junky environment. No. See how faded that image looks? My projector right here is an an Optima GT 5600 Ultra Short Throw, 3600 lumens with a 20,000 to 1 contrast. $20,000 to 1 contrast. And the contrast can't even pick up on that screen. Look at that. People think they're getting a brighter image. Not getting a brighter image, you're getting a washed out image. And this is the screen I painted on my wall. It's an $1,100 projector. And that contrast can't pick up on the screen. And this is in our bedroom. It's 20,000 to 1 contrast. You won't be able to see it. See how the image washes out? All that's supposed to be dark, not that light. That cost me less than the TV. Actually, that's her projector, but that cost me less than the TV. Go downstairs. Those are LED lights right there for those of you that ordered the look, check, trying to find out what my screen got here. Those are the LED lights. This is my screen I'm building down here. My movie screen I'm building. I'm telling you, I got this thing dead on. Excuse me, on. I built this screen because, mind you, my original screen, this is my original screen. If y'all haven't seen this already, this is my original screen right here. My original screen was an Elite screen. This is an Elite screen right here, edgeless, that I purchased. And I recoded it with our technology. So I decided that I wanted to do the screen a little different because I actually, the way this is going to be designed is going to be much cooler. It's going to have movie curtain. It's hard to explain, but they're going to be built-in speakers behind this screen. I got these speakers from Best Buy. They're about that thin, and I'm installing them behind the screen. So this one right here, this aluminum screen, I'm going to spray the back of this, all this, with a coating, polyurethane. So bottom line, it doesn't rust. And then I'm going to pull off the lights behind here and put on weatherproof lights. And this giant 126-inch monster is going out there on the deck. And I'm putting the ultra short though on that one. So we're going to redo the whole deck on how we're going to set it up. I'm going to have speakers posted in the corners and everything. So that's for that outside. And then this right here, this is a screen I'm building. I had to make sure that the screen, the one I was building, had to be the exact same size as the one in here. So this screen is actually built together with scraps of wood. I didn't go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy any new wood because I figured, why spend the money if I had scraps laying around? So this was actually all pieced together. Piece there. And it was a bridge right here. There's another bridge right here. Bridge there. And this is all scraps of wood. And in my shop that I found, measured it out, put it all together, and it's exactly the same size as the Elite screen, from top to bottom. I was kind of happy that I came really close. Got the metal brackets. I always put metal brackets for enforcements in the corners, or for here and here for my enforcements, and that's it. So once the material gets here, I'm going to coat all this over. This is going to be completely edgeless. See how this one right here is? This is edgeless. I always do my screens edgeless. No borders. I can't stand borders. So this is going to be edgeless all the way around from here to here. And then down in the basement, I have the other half drying. It's the other half of the screen drying. My automatic lights clicked on. Hold on, there we go. They're censored. So that right there is the other half of it. That's going to go to the top, and that part's going to go to the side. Because how I got this mapped out, yeah, I know I got to mop my floor today. Doing that today, I got housework to do. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to actually put a piece of wood that's going to come all about this far out, about that far out, and it's going to leave a lip that's going to hang this far out, so that way my curtains can drape down all the way across here and drape down. I can hide my speakers behind there, and then I'm going to put a LED light, soft LED light, behind the curtains when they drape down, so I get a little light that comes down, a little movie theater, little effect to it. And also too, sorry about that, I'm going to put some artwork at the top like this. And also too, this is what this is for. I'm going to trim the top out. So this is the trim that I purchased, to trim along the edge of it to give it a kind of a fancy, kind of old-fashioned movie theater look. I got to go pick up some special gold paint, Metallica gold paint, to match this out pretty well for the top. Now the bottom area, I have a piece that's going to lay at the bottom. It's going to come about this far out from the bottom. It's going to go all the way around to the edge. And that's where I'm going to put curtains. They're going to hang down at the bottom. Put a little shelf at the bottom. And I'm going to put my sound bar so I can hide my sound bar behind the curtains. Yeah, it's going to look real nice when I get done. Maybe we'll put a red carpet in here too. Put a nice red carpet in here too also. So, yep. So I got a little work to do here. A little work to do here to get done. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to get you guys set up for tomorrow. Hopefully I get some room in there because, like I said, I told you, she's been in there. She's been shopping, boy. I'm telling you. This ain't the half of it. This is what came in came in yesterday. This is some of the stuff she came in from yesterday. All this stuff right here, like under $1 with her coupons, under a freaking $1. What did we do with this many? She got these for on her coupon, like 87 cents. Aren't you even glad, eh? Oh, this is all coupons. This is why I got to finish building. Look now, look at my cereal collection. This is my freaking cereal collection. She buys, but now mind you, all this was filled up. You know, we drink a lot of juice and stuff, but $4 for a box of cereal, keep in mind. With her coupons, she can accumulate 13, 14 boxes for like $2 and $3. How she does it, I don't know. And she comes home every day with asking what kind of cereal I want. I haven't even had a chance to touch any of these yet. And I'm like, I spent, when I was coming up, $4 for a box of cereal, and she's doing it at 13, 14 boxes. So keep in mind, I do a box a day in cereal. I like cereal. But these are the ones she got yesterday for me. These are the ones she got yesterday for me. She bought these from me yesterday. So she does all the food shopping. I just give her the money. She's a whiz at it, and I just let her do her thing. And she goes out, she comes back with all this food. Whew, wish I had that capability. I'm not good with that on that level. I see her calculating in her head like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. Math puts me to sleep. All right, so let me get out of here. Got to get much done here. And so I can get back on and show you the final screen when it's done. Also, too, I have the orders. There's the orders. I'm activating today. I keep saying it over and over again. I do apologize. Just got a lot going on in the head. So these are the orders right here. Overseas. Can't show you all that because it's personal information on that. And like I said, really fast update. We didn't think the contract was going to be active that fast, but it is. It's going to be active very fast. We're thinking end of March. It's going to be maybe sooner than end of March. Keep in mind, once those orders go through, we are going to have to go in and basically password code the website. Because like I said before, if our distributors are out there doing installments or whatever they're doing, we don't want somebody going around them and saying, hey, look, instead of me buying it from you, I can buy it directly from the company. Let me just go to the company and buy whatever I want. And they could do that. So in order to keep our good faith with our contracts, we have to go in and we have to lock the website and put a passcode in it, which means this keeps anybody from coming in over top their head and ordering around us and placing an order. They couldn't do it. They have to go through them first. So everything would have to be directed to them. And that way we can, and you're not going to be to go in and register to get in. You can't do it. The way that site's going to be locked, logo will pop up. It'll require a password. You can't go any farther than that. If you can't punch in that password, nothing will come up. So, this is not going to be taken. I can't really say either. Like I said, orders we have now will be shipped out. I'd say you probably got somewhere between. I really couldn't give you a timeline, but it's going to be soon, and I'll give the announcement when it happens. It's not something that's going to be bam, you go to order and it's shut down. No, you'll get like maybe a week notice when it's going to happen. All right. That being said, I got to get cracking because I have to get back online. I need to find some commercial property. We are going to do a lot of, I got a lot of, I can't say too much about that. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one. All right, so let me get out here real quick. I got to go. You all have a blessed day, blessed night, depending on where you're in the world, and go.